Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing fine. Today I'm here with another important topic about attachment, which I believe is one of the most important subjects in clinical psychology in general and also in real life, because it's about relationships, and attachment is the base and the fundament of our interpersonal relationships in adulthood. And that's why I have chosen this title for this video, Attachment is Everything, because it is actually everything, and it is as I mentioned, it is the base of our relationships in adulthood and further in life. I feel that I'm becoming more and more tolerant and patient with people, because during the course of my career as a clinical psychologist, I have understood that every single behavior, even if it's not acceptable at the society level, or it is destructive at some point, has an origin, and we have to understand it. So even if these persons that have committed a crime and are sitting in jail, they also have some attachment issues, or they might have some attachment issues. So please don't take me wrong. I hope that this doesn't make some misunderstanding here. I'm not defending bad or destructive or aggressive behaviors. I'm telling you that in the context of psychology, there is a reason behind each behavior which is not acceptable, which is not good. So an aggressive person, or a person who drives crazy at other people, or have a lot of destructive behaviors, this person is suffering inside. And behind these sufferings is perhaps a lot of frustration, and behind this frustration is a lot of other kind of emotions that is probably very frustrating and overwhelming for this person, like sadness, like grief. And many of us actually, in different levels, we are suffering from attachment issues. But what is it? Attachment is a concept that comes from actually child psychology, developmental psychology, that the concept says that the child has a fundamental need to receive care and attention from a caregiver, at least a parent, and ideally two parents who are very affectionate and very caring toward this child. So, and it applies for all children, for all human beings. And we know, based on research, based on a lot of clinical attempts and trials, that these needs or attachment is the base of our love relationships in later in life, in adulthood, and the way we behave consciously and unconsciously in interpersonal communication with other people is actually dependent on the way we have been attached to our parents, or on attachment styles. Okay, so the concept of attachment, implies literally the fact that the child makes constantly an attempt to be seen and to receive care and good feelings and affection from his or her parents, because if there is a certain distance between emotional distance and also physical distance from babies and the parents, then it will make up a subjective psychological experience in the child's mind, body, that I will die soon, and there is no chance to survive. According to a very famous and well-known developmental perspective, we believe that there are several attachment phases. It means that the child steps into different, several developmental stages through life, and it's about 6 stages, and these stages roughly corresponds to the age of the child. So it means that from birth until 7 years of age, then the child goes approximately through the same levels of development, and it is actually predictable across culture, across different families and children. But it's not the case that all the children, all the people will fulfill and will achieve the last stage of attachment, which is based on, secure feeling of security and connection. So the fulfillment, the fulfillment process of going through these 6 levels or development stages is an indication of maturity, of emotional and personality maturity in later ages, in adulthood. So that's very interesting, because the first stage is about senses. It's about physical closeness and proximity between child, the parents. So it means that only, or the sole need of the child is to, get close to the parents. It's about to have this skin touch and bodily sensation of being hugged and being close to the parents, and to survive. So it's very harmful psychologically, at the brain level, also bodily level. It's very harmful for the child to be able to have access to their parents, like physically, during the first year of development. So it's not good to leave children in some places with other people or different people in long term, that these people vary all the time and they are not the same people as child's caregivers, right? So that's important, because if the child's body imprints that something is happening with me and it is around me in the surroundings, and it is about the distance between me, my body, and my parents, my mom's body, my caregiver's body and presence, it will affect the child development in a very negative way. And the second stage, in around age 2, it's about sameness. It's very important for the child to feel that everything is the same, and also that the child is also like the people that are the closest ones to him or her. It's in that stage that children start to imitate and mimic our expressions, our gestures, our behaviors. So you have seen that maybe a lot of toddlers in about 2 years old, they start to imitate the way that you behave, or your accents, or the phrases that you usually use. So, and that's very important and crucial stage also for language and linguistic awareness and language development for the children, because for children, since in this stage also dialects and accents and the way they they put these inputs and data from you inside their brain also it gets actual. So this stage is also very important to increase these feelings of safety and predictability and stability for the child. If surroundings and environments that the child is growing in is always prone to changes or dramatic changes all the time, all the concrete things that the child touches or in contact to, like clothes, the decoration in his or her room, or the bed sets, or everything, every details, if there are no constantly in change, it will affect the child, the way that child conceptualized around the concept of stability and safety. And after that, when the child steps into the 3rd years of age, the most important thing for the child is to feel belong to bigger setting, to the family dynamic, and feel that these people that are closest to me, that care about me, that I receive care from, they are my people. So sense of, ownership and possessiveness in this stage that it will develop. So you have heard that a lot of, maybe 3 years old children, they will say a lot of words like, she's my mom, it's my school, it's my bike, it's my toy. And during this stage, many children find it difficult to share their toys or their belongings with other children. That's totally normal, And also during this stage, it's the sense of it's also the time that the sense of loyalty will also, get expanded and shape form in the mind of child. So regardless of raising in a dysfunctional family dynamic or bad parents, a good and functional and very caring family dynamic, regardless of the type of dynamics children are living in, they will be loyal toward their families. And this will also, cause to having this sense of being not good enough for themselves. It means that in those cases that the family dynamic is dysfunctional or the parents are not delivering good care to their children, children do not stop loving and feeling themselves dependent on and feeling need to rely on their parents. They will remain loyal, but they stop loving themselves. So that's very important to be aware of these stages and help our children to step into these stages in a safe way. So, and the next step is about significance. It's very important for the child to feel that I am special as a person, as a kid. Other people care about me. So this feeling of significance get very big in the mind of child. And so it's very important that we as parents use every moment to make these, affirmative comments and feel this child, confirmed and seen and special. That's very important. And, these 3 levels from 4 years old onwards, it's about, a higher level of bonding through love, through connection. And then when child goes to next level, which is about the developmental stage of love, then it's very important to express love toward child. It doesn't mean that in the previous stages we do not need to express love, but this stage is very, very important. You have maybe heard that a lot of children at this age have, they will say I love you, or their expression of love is very common. So, and also it's easier for them, or it's very natural for them. It gets natural for children to express love and say love, or love you back. If this is a very common phenomena that's going on in their family dynamic, right? So, so to feel love, to feel, that I am loved and I am a very valuable person, and being here in this family is also essential part of development of self-confidence. And then the next stage, which is actually the last one, is about being known. Being known, it means that the child has a fundamental need here to feel that you know him or her, or you acknowledge the needs of him or her. And for example, if you forget about the favorite food that the child most or like most, or you forget about the type of toys that your child likes, or whatever, like some simple question, simple examples, the child may feel hurt or may find it painful, because it gives this signal to the child that you do not recognize her or his needs, and you do not know him in a sufficient way. And that's a sense of disappointment or sadness for the child. And so these stages are very, very crucial, because as I mentioned, they actually can define and determine the way we behave in adulthood. For example, we see in the current in current societies that many of us are very concentrated in the way we look to others. A lot of us, people nowadays are very willing to look very, fancy, or they want to make some superficial appearance and looks to deliver to the society, to the other people, to make, to hold some masks and make some fake pictures of themselves. Because to me, I interpret it in a way that they lack this feeling of inner security, safety, connection, because these last stages of development of attachment is about developing self confidence, that I am a valuable person, I am connected with others. It's about bonding, a very deep emotional connection with other people, and also be connected and have respect, and being able to see your own needs at the same time. And this dynamic, which is inward outward, is the base of development of self-confidence. So many of us in partnership, in love relationships, may feel that if our loved one, if our partner is not with us for a while, or has traveled, or we are separated for a while, then you are not physically together, then we feel, okay, maybe this person doesn't love me anymore, maybe he or she is cheating on me, or we get some suspicious thoughts, or we get anxious, right? So and that's why I suppose that these stages can reflect the way we behave and feel in relationships afterwards. So I hope that you find these reflections, insight as useful and interesting. So please keep in touch, and let's talk about another important topic, maybe again about attachment, in another video. So be safe and take care. See you later.